Send out the blast. How do you send out a blast again? My brain. I feel like my brain's like pew 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 pew. Like my brain's everywhere. Sending out a blast. Sending out a blast. So pause for just a second, everyone. Thanks for joining Suited Up. Appreciate you. Name's Chris Casper. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. If you haven't sent out a blast before, let's go ahead and walk through it. Let's walk through it. All of you who stream, Blake, I was gonna talk about the fit choice tonight. I was gonna talk about the outfit choice today, because I felt like it was a little eccentric, right? You got like red with the blue, and I used accessories that I don't use. So I have this red tie clip that I never use, and I have this blue like little bracelet that I never use. I thought, what can we do? What can we do to zest up? Now this is corduroy. It's a little bit of a different type of fit. Anyway, enough about the fit. Let's say you want to send out a blast so that you can let people know that you're live. All right, that's a way to draw people in, remind people, harass them a little bit if they're not on the platform. Okay, so let's make it happen. How do we get people to read a blast? Here's what you do. First, you're gonna go to your favorites. How do you get to your favorites? Go to your Me tab. The Me tab is at the very bottom. Click that Me tab. On it, you will find favorites as one of the selections. Go ahead and click favorites. There's gonna be two options under favorites. You can either select, you have to select fans, so select fans. I don't like that word. I wouldn't call all of you fans. That seems like a really generous term. I would never do that. But for the sake of purposes of how that things are written here, go ahead and click fan of then you. The Daddy J in the gift. That Daddy J is pretty cool. I'm just saying, you're cool, but you're not as cool as your gift cool. Okay? Like, you're cool, but the dude in your gift is a little bit cooler, okay? All right, what do? You send a blast by selecting favorites, go to fans, and then go ahead and type at the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and let people know Suited Up is live. Suited Up is live. All right, there you go. And any of you who have a favorite, that's how you know. Thanks to the looker eyes. That one right there! The music! It just keeps going. It's such a sick gift. Congratulations. Now Kenny's like, you know what, Chris? Congratulations to Kenny. Congratulations to Daddy J. Home run, Kenny. Congratulations to, I believe Dax has got his as well with the Penguins. Congratulations to all the people with unique gifts. Let's get the show started. Let's get this show started. Let's talk about it. What's on the show today? Well, if this is your first time here, this is an interview style show that we do every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's done straightforward. You've seen an interview before? Well, this is your opportunity to get to know some of the streamers that you love and that you care about. Dive a little bit deeper into their passions, their interests, their hobbies, how they got started, what motivates them, and what they're looking forward to. Outside of being streamers and having streamers on, though, we feature sometimes YouTube creators or Instagram influencers, you name it. If it's someone with an interesting story, I do my best to make sure that they have some time to share their story here on the platform. But this is not the only show. This is not the only show within the whole Meet Group family that Meet Me Scout Plenty of Fish. There's a lot of shows, and I announce them every week, but this week I'm going to just name off a couple. No, what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to speed through. Mondays, 8 p.m., Painting Night with Mia. Mondays, On Air with Choff. He's a radio DJ. Painting Night with Mia is painting. What else do we have? Tuesdays at 8 p.m., Search for the Star with Hoops. Hoops is a talent show, and Search for the Star has a whole ensemble of judges that highlight talent. Tuesdays at 10 p.m., it's Get Fit with Allie and Ashley. They're workout twins. They make the thing happen. They keep you in shape. Wednesdays, Suited Up with Chris, interview style show. Thursdays, Love is Blind with Perfect Flaw. She wants to help you find your match. She already had the comment ready. She was like, she's what if I had just skipped your name? Because I knew the comment was ready. The Perfect Flaw is Love is Blind. Make sure you check her out. She wants to get you paired up and find the love of your life. or whatever. I don't know. That seems like a pretty heavy statement. Go and do a live stream, leave with a marriage proposal. I don't know. Seems drastic. Could happen. Who knows? What else do we have? Coming to you soon. Coming to you soon is the Music Box Showcase Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Music Box Showcase is with Keneally Young and Steve T. It's from the Music Box Showcase Live though. They have a joint account. I encourage all of you to check it out because it is a unique show. They use OBS integration and have multiple cameras and screens going. It's really something else. Thursdays also at 8 p.m. You have Gore with Carmen Sandiego. She's a Gore Effects makeup artist. And to wrap things up, you've got the Rundown on Fridays. That's your Meet Group official announcement show where we go over top badges, app announcements, contest results, you name it. Go ahead and swing by it. Saturdays, to finish it off, it's Theme Stream with Holly. Holly is the one and only. She puts on a unique stream every Saturday at 9 p.m. where people come dressed up with costumes. She does unique names. It's an all over. It's like a little festival. So go and check that out. All right. A couple more announcements before we pop into our interviews today. Before we pop into the interviews for today. Recently, I did announce on the Rundown that the requirements for Top Badge have changed. All right. So the requirements for Top Badge have changed. The significant change is that no longer at 1 million, 5 million is now the minimum to apply. So if you're looking to apply for a Top Badge, please make sure that you have met the minimums. Do not do it proactively. We love to see that you're excited and that you want to go for it. Please stay diligent. Please stay excited for it. But the requirements, as a reminder, are 5 million diamonds, 5,000 favorites, 40 hours of streaming a month, 40 hours of streaming a month, an average viewership of 500 people per stream, average it out, 500 people, and you have to have engaging and appropriate content. You may as well tack on there to have a searchable, readable name. If you have not tried to search your name, try it. And if your name features unique characters, be careful about it. If you put a family tag before your name, be careful, because when people go to search your name, the family tag will be the first part of the result that comes up. This is a little bit of training here. So go ahead and stay mindful of what you're doing for your name. Keep yourself searchable. Big shout out to the past week's top badges. 2 weeks ago, Ice Queen Shay, All Eyes on Me, and Supreme got a top badge. Last week, Fit by Mert. He got his top badge. Congratulations to all of them. All right, everybody. If this is your first time here, thank you for coming to Suited Up. Our first guest tonight, if they can go ahead and request the box, is a cosmetic queen. They have the full skill set with their palette. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Miss Porcelain Platinum is our first guest tonight. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Hello.
Hello, Porcelain. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a bit on the edge of my seat, and I'll tell you why. Is I have had a lifelong fear of porcelain dolls. This is true. My mom, my grandma, my aunt watch this show every week, and they'd probably say, "I'm surprised you had someone with porcelain in their name," because there was an opportunity possibly for me to faint. We don't know. I could faint at any given moment in this interview.
Well, hopefully not. No, I love that name. I'm normally doing like super creepy looks, but I was like, I'm gonna keep it natural. Thankfully, I did. Jeez.
It looks fantastic. You look fantastic. Let's get into it though. For the people who haven't met you before, will you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Porcelain Platinum. A lot of people like to refer me as the Meet Me Makeup Goddess or Meet Me Makeup Queen. I'm new to streaming. This is my first streaming platform ever, so it's super like different. I'm used to just being on Instagram or on a stage, and that's it. So it's crazy. I do a lot of makeup, everything.
Well, that's a lot to get into, and I'm excited for us to talk about it. To take it back, though, what was your first experience with makeup and cosmetics? You're passionate about it. How long ago has that passion been going on?
Yes, we finally, in May, we hit my 4 years. Back when I was in college, my first university, I went. I'm an athlete, so I played volleyball in college, and so I went to a school that had like arts and business. So I was a major in arts and business, and then I got recruited into a bigger school that had no art degree, and I was like, what should I do? And then I was like, I don't know if I should like do something like outside the box and like go and like start selling like artwork or whatnot. And I said,
Yeah.
let's try makeup. And before that, I did not like drag queens. I didn't like anyone in the LGBTQIA community. So like trans women scared me. Obviously, I'm well knowledge now after many years of like educating myself. But so I ended up starting to do makeup 4 years ago, and I've been across the world and back to America. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot there that, and I want to stay mindful of your comfortability with conversation,
Oh yeah,
but
of
I'm a
course.
firm believer that this can be an educational moment for a lot of
Mhm.
people. And so you mentioned the LGBTQI plus community, and that is something that you were apprehensive or weren't quite knowledgeable about. To begin with, will you please just state how you identify and how you identify your look, and then we can take the conversation from there.
Yeah, of course. Also, I never told you, I'm super open to like all questions. That's the fun thing about my stream too, is I love educating people because I was never educated by someone. I had to learn myself. So nothing really offends me. I identify as a cisgender male. So basically, I was born a male. I'm still a male. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that scares people when they come in after they meet me like this. And then they see I have no eyebrows as a boy, my lashes are not this big, my hair is colorful, like, so it's super fun to like have people come in and be like, that's what you look like, and I'm like, yeah, sorry about it. But normally I have like 3-inch acrylic nails, so like it's real wild. Thank you.
Yeah.
I identify as a male, but when I'm in drag, I don't care if people say sir or him or her, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned just prior to that that you had some fear of what the drag community was like. Why was that, and how did you make the migration into embracing and accepting it?
Yeah. I grew up in like a tiny, tiny town in upstate Pennsylvania, almost on the border of upstate New York, where there's one red light. I was the only gay kid in the whole entire town, almost the whole entire county.
Mm.
So like not being exposed to any like LGBT community members growing up, that really like put a wall in front of me. So when I did start like venturing out to different cities, when I joined like club volleyball and stuff in high school, I met a guy that I became friends with, and his best friend was a trans woman. And I was like, what is that? That's disgusting. That's yada, 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 so on. Um, so I educated myself with that. But it's just because of growing up in such a small little community and
Mm-hmm.
not having somebody really to talk to, which is nice about today's day and age. We can reach out on social media and like ask questions and talk to people.
Mm-hmm. There's a radical shift of mind that, at least the mentality about something there that you just touched on, and I would hate to just skip past it because this is really where I think the empathy and point where we can connect as people can be celebrated. And it's that you said you went from that, you said, ew, this is gross, I hate it, I don't like it. What was it besides just, was it seeing someone on a regular basis that was different than yourself help normalize it? Was it something specifically that you became educated on? Can you help us dive a bit deeper into that?
Yeah, of course. It was really, since I wasn't like knowledge with any of it, so I never seen another gay man. I've never seen a trans woman or a trans man or a lesbian. So not knowing like anything about it or somebody to really like turn to and ask questions about it, I just seen them as really different. Because even after I came out, when I discovered that I was gay, well, pansexual to be exact.
Sure.
Um, so after I discovered like who I am as a person and whatnot, I was like, okay, let me just venture out and learn. But since then, I was super like not closeted, but I acted straight. Like my voice doesn't come off as like gay to people, which is like something that I benefited from growing up. So dealing with all that, and then just like keeping that like mentality of I'm a male, I can't be feminine, I can't do what girls do, I can't do this or that because people will judge me for it. So it was really nice to eventually learn that it doesn't matter what your gender is, your sexuality, like in the long run, as long as you're being true to yourself, that's really what matters.
Yeah. What would you say have been some of the most rewarding aspects in committing or getting that acceptance of falling into something that you love? What would you say have been some of the biggest rewards of it?
The big like at peace with yourself is probably the biggest thing. Just because like I was so hard headed with anything that I did in the world. So if I was to do something, I instantly thought like, of course you think of like regrets, but I thought like, what's that person gonna think? What's that person gonna think? What are my parents gonna think? What are everyone gonna think? So I finally like settled down, and it really like helped me realize that it really in the long run doesn't matter as long as it's legal and you're not doing anything to hurt the world, you're fine.
Mhm. Yeah, the being at peace, I can only imagine how that would change even your day to day happiness. Peace is something we all strive for. Going in a little bit in the same direction but different. You're a drag queen. How did you get into the world of drag? Because it's one thing to accept your sexuality and be open with it, and I want to clarify that just because you identify with one sexuality doesn't necessarily mean that you do drag or don't. But how did you find that you had an interest in drag?
Yeah, so I like semi knew about drag, and then when I did that transfer with the university, and I didn't have the option to be an art major as like a co-major, I only went into business. So I was like, let me just like dip my foot into it a little bit, and I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan when I like officially started, and like they just really took me in and like helped me, and then I was like, oh, this is really fun. Like, of
Hmm.
course, looking at pictures back then, I would no, I would tell myself that I wouldn't be allowed to go in public or out in a show, but I'm like, that's the whole growing process of it. But and then just growing from there was great. So it was weird to get into it, but thankfully I knew the right people and the right people to like reach out to.
Yeah. What does it entail to get ready for a drag show, and what is a drag show?
Okay, so a drag show, literally anymore, it can be anything. Like, I am right now in a drag show that we call it a drag show, but it's more like a variety show. So we
Mhm.
have like stand up comedians that aren't drag queens, they're just like normal, everyday people. We have drag kings. So it's like lip singing, dancing. Some people do comedy. It's all of the above. I have drag shows on my stream sometimes. So to be able to show people what a drag show is, which is great. And then to get into drag or like prepare for a show is probably the most dreading thing in the world. So like it's great to play in makeup and like have fun with it and like do different things. But then like when it comes to having the right songs to pick out, like making sure does the show need to be appropriate, or like what are the age groups that I'm like trying to go with? Is it top 40s hits music that I should perform, or should I do Broadway? So it's really a big mix up of everything. And then money comes into aspect. So costumes cost hundreds of dollars. That's why I make my own costumes now. So, but, and then you just have to plan. It's so much planning and it's so much time. Like, if you have a drag show, it's wild because of how I was like, my webcam was just on and it was showing me, I don't know why, from a different angle. So it was weird. So like it's just a lot of money and time that goes into it. So it's stressful, and it sometimes will take you all day just to prepare for 6 minutes of a night on a
Wow.
stage.
I can only imagine. uh, let's go on the topic of streaming. You said that this was Meet Me has been your first experience with streaming. How did you break in? Where were you first exposed?
Well, back in the day when I was a somebody that should not have been on my yearbook, um, I joined my yearbook way back when, yada yada yada. Back when it was that you can customize your profile, like it was wild.
Yeah.
And then just a few years ago, I found out that it changed over because I searched my yearbook. I was like, I want to just see what this app is doing. Like, I want, well, not even an app, it was just a website. I was like, what is this website doing? And then I found it as Meet Me, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I didn't ever look at the live streaming aspect. Is it newer? I think it's probably much newer than when I
About 4 years
first.
old. About
Okay.
2016, 17. Yeah.
Okay, yep. Because I like came back right before all of that started blowing up, and I didn't really pay attention to it too much. And then about like 5 or 6 months ago, about around when COVID started, my roommate at the time was like, "You should really check out live streaming on there because there's a lot of stuff going on." And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I started streaming randomly, and it was back when I was on like that trending page like crazy. So like it was a while and it blew up like really good. So
Yeah.
but
If we can get, in some of the vulnerabilities of it, how has your live streaming experience been?
it's been actually it's have its up and downs because it's wild because when you first start, of course, like the trending page and whatnot like gives you all that attention. And it's great. So like you're racking in like I was streaming for like 8 hours a day. So you're racking in like almost 1,000 viewers and you're not a top badge and you're not anything. You're just chilling. And so it was great. And then like after things like change, you kind of like go with the flow and like you'll have your ups and downs. So like I have a lot of days where I'll get maybe max of like 200 views from streaming for like 4 hours.
Sure.
And then I'll get days where I'll surpass like 900 views within like 2 hours. So I'm like, it's just, you have to just go with the flow in the long run and keep the entertaining content. That's one thing that I've also realized is that once you lose that entertaining content, people get bored. So
How have or I guess what types of relationships have you been able to build, if any, with the community? Have you made friends, online buddies, anything like that?
yeah, I've actually Meet Me has I was, well, to put it into like terms, I was seeing someone when I started streaming, and what I always explained to him because he had no clue. He was like, "What? Why do you do it? Why? I don't understand." Um, and I explained to him, I was like, "It's literally an outlet." So like, I do my makeup for shows, and then I just go to a show and I sit in front of the mirror by myself. And that's when I started streaming, and I was like, "Oh wow, I can have people hang out with me while I do it." Yeah, it takes me 3 times as long to get ready because I'm talking to people, but it's so much better because I've met so many people in my clientele, my people that my viewers that come in, they're mostly like middle-aged women that have kids and like full lives and full-time jobs and like there's different careers that I have. So like it's been amazing because I've made connections with literally from like everyone. I think the only career that we haven't had of somebody that's like always in my stream is a lawyer. So we're looking for one. Um,
You a lawyer on
not,
the roster?
but we have like nurses, we have doctors, we have like, so if I have like a medical problem and I'm like, it's not too personal, I can just like say, oh, I have this weird feeling and whatever. And they're like, oh, this is what's going on probably. And like,
I don't know. I don't know if the person googling WebMD in the live stream is the number one source, but whichever one is good for you.
but I have mechanics, so I've ran into problems with my car before, and they've told me what was wrong with it. Like there's so many, and then I'm always making wigs. I have hairstylists on my stream, so the connections have been like unreal. So
Hmm.
and it's great. And it's great on like not even the personal like those things, but like the emotional support behind it is amazing. Because if I'm having a down day, I'm not allowed to have a down day. Like, like they will get on me and they're on top of me on like my social media and they're like, "What's wrong? Why?" So
I love it. I love it. Your success story of taking insecurities and having them become something that no longer you combat. And I'm sure there are some things that you still go through that like we all do. But if someone were looking at or watching the stream now and saying, "Wow, I really admire how they were able to make that transformation," what advice do you give to that person who would, whether it be that they embrace themselves or they have the confidence to go live, what advice would you have for that type of person?
I always say, especially when it comes to going live, I've had a handful of people go live after I've like kind of like talk to them about things. But a lot of people are scared of like the hate and the like trollers that will come in, which we all get them like crazy, unfortunately. I just tell them literally to do their own thing, because at the end of the day, you're here for yourself and the people that you enjoy in your stream and enjoy in the world in general. So that's my biggest thing, is just like to, you kind of have to mute them out and just go with the flow of things and ask questions. I've been in many Top Badges streams, and I've had the ones, of course, that are so busy where they can't keep up, but then the ones that are like, they're like on their comments and like they can answer questions. So I'm always telling people, just ask questions, because really the most you're going to do is get ignored. So, and it shouldn't hurt you that bad. And if getting ignored is something that hurts you, live streaming is very complicated when it comes to that. So you have to be tough if you're going to live stream. That's a big thing.
Maybe find your group or your support network to begin with. So it sounds like people have found your stream to be an area that they can find comfortability. Right. When do you go live? If people would like to learn more about you, find you, can you drop when you're live?
Yes, I'm always going live almost daily unless something crazy is going on. I go live daily around like 9:30, sometimes 8:30 if I'm feeling like generous. But and it's all makeup. It's all makeup.
All right. Any last things you would like to plug or talk about before we wrap up today?
Really, that's it. If anyone has any questions ever about LGBTQIA plus or any situations that they're going through, or makeup wise, or hair, or outfits, costumes, you know where to come to, because I got you.
Drop a favorite for Porcelain Platinum right here. Thank you so much for coming on today and sharing a part of your story. There's so much more we can talk about, but we gotta leave some more for the streams when you're getting ready. Yes. All right. Until next time. Thank you, Porcelain.
Yeah.
All right, bye. Hey, there you have it, everybody. Porcelain Platinum. Porcelain Platinum. Why? I'm pretty proud of I'm proud of myself. I made it through and I didn't faint. This is a true story. When I was a kid, I'd sometimes, sleep at my grandparents' house, but my mom had a porcelain doll in her room, and I made her hide it. And when we moved into our real house together, I was in the basement. This was maybe like in 6th or 7th grade. It'd been years since that porcelain doll had disappeared. And you know what I found stowed away in this box? Betrayal. Betrayal was in that box. Because my mom didn't get rid of it. She just put it in a box and hid it away. What if that came out of the box and murdered me? Huh? That would have been on her hands because she lied. She said it was gone. All right, anyway, it would have been a train wreck. Speaking of train wrecks, this next gentleman, that's his name. He's the one and only. He's a long time streamer, and I'm thankful to finally have him on the program. You may know him as Trainwreck because I'm just gonna say you know him as Trainwreck. I'm stalling. Where the box, my friend, the box. He's building the anticipation. If this is your first time here, this is Suited Up. It's a show that we do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an interview-style show where we get into the details. You get to know your favorite streamers, content creators, YouTubers, Instagrammers, TikTok, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest of the evening, Mr. There he is, Trainwreck.
What's happening? What's happening, y'all? Squad. Gang.
He agreed for the plug.
I can hear you just fine, brother.
Great. All right, Trainwreck. How'd you get the name? How long have you been streaming? Just give us the 411.
Yo, so I got the name in high school. It's kind of an inappropriate story, so I'll save that one. But I've been streaming for about
a year. And now he's done. He's done streaming. He said, I've been streaming for a year. I've got inappropriate stories, and I'm done. I'm done. He's not kicked. He's not kicked. Ladies and gentlemen, back for round two.
You guys
Train
need
wreck.
to fix these glitches, brother.
You know, sometimes at night I put on my hard hat and I pull up my engineering degree and I go, "Hey, I'm gonna recode this and make it all better."
I feel it. I feel it. So hit me with the 21 questions, brother.
The 21. I got a lot of questions. I don't know if I can make up 21. The train wrecks. Does that actually come from high school?
It really actually comes from high school.
Okay, we're gonna leave it at that because I don't put it past you. You're the type of guy where you're gonna give it to me straight. You're gonna give it to me honest, and I feel like you gave it to someone else straight and honest. I don't know. Trainwreck, you started streaming a year ago. God, this is brutal. Do you have headphones potentially?
Do you have headphones?
No. This is my setup.
Chris, you need headphones, brother. Like, do you have headphones?
This is my setup. What do you mean?
Let me try turning the volume down a little bit. Is
Okay.
that any better?
Yeah, that's better. Am I coming through a car speaker?
No, you're not on Bluetooth. I just got a shitty phone, man. I don't like to dump money into this streaming stuff.
No. I would never guess that you would have to make an investment because you do very well, but we're not to that part yet. You started a year ago. What was the inspiration to download the platform? Was it for streaming, dating? How did you get started?
Yo, so in my line of work, I don't really have the ability to get out and meet people on a regular basis. And a lot of the friends I have from high school and stuff like that, they kind of took the wrong path. So I was looking to make social connections with people. And it turned out, I started like this family, bro. And like, it's had its ups and downs. You meet your real ones, your fake ones, the loyal ones, the unloyal ones, the snakes, all that stuff. But eventually, when it all settles down and the lights are still on, you start to see that you have these people around you, man, that really care about you. And it feels good at the end of the day when you get done working or what.
Don't yell at me. Just don't. Come back. You feel good at the end of the day, and sometimes you need to rest. And you take a rest, and you sit there, and you feel good at the end of the day.
The glitch is real. It feels good to tap in and spend time with the people that you mutually care about.
Yeah. To answer the question, did you know that there was live streaming prior to that?
I did. A long time ago, before there was even diamonds on this app, me and my mother used to stream together, and we used to prank each other. I remember one time, back before there was diamonds on this app, I had an account, and on one particular stream, a lot of people might remember my mom came in the house with a water hose and sprayed me while I was sleeping.
What?
Yeah.
You're like one of the original pranksters.
A long time ago, yeah.
Long time ago. How did you convince your mom to get into live streaming?
My mom is wild. She's crazy. Yeah.
What's Mama Trainwreck like? Give us the details.
Mama Trainwreck is like a mix of I go to church every single time I can go to church, and like let me sit in the tattoo shop and get a sleeve while I'm drinking a beer. She's like heaven and hell at the same time. It's like I hate her more than anything in the world. She had 4 kids. She was a single mom, and she bossed up and she did her thing.
Wow. It sounds like you have a lot of respect for her. This is great. You brought her in. That's fantastic that you were able to have a thing together. Why did you stop? Why did you stop? Why did you take a break?
So like a few years back,
Worked on.
so a few years back, I lost both. My grandparents raised me pretty much for the most part, and they both kind of passed away. And I got in a really dark place. But around the same time, my boys were born, and they kind of gave me a reason to live again. And I don't know if people have ever been down a road, like a really dark road where you just feel like you ain't got nothing to lose no more. But when you find a reason to live, finding a reason to live is an amazing thing. And then I started to reach back out. I'm like, let me start making some social connections again and, getting back to it.
Okay. How did you start to take the journey into feeling hope again? Because that's an awful place to be, where you feel like there isn't anything worth. What was the turnaround for you?
I'll tell you, I preach about this a lot on my stream. It ain't about the diamonds. It ain't about the gifts. It ain't about none of that crap. It ain't about this badge. Like, it ain't about none of that crap. Like, I could care less. The thing is some people come in your stream, bro, and they'll sit there for hours at a time. And it's like they have nothing that they'd rather do than be there spending that time with you. Like they could be doing so many things, but like, people say it best when they don't say anything at all. Like you don't got to tell someone you care about them if you're constantly there. They just know. And
Hmm.
that's a good feeling. That's like an unconditional I care about you feeling and I ain't got to say it.
Yeah. How has that been for you? Where have you seen that, or how has that affected you?
Yo, so like just the other day, Vodka wanted the shoes, right? Vodka's always been there for me. I remember when I flew her first jet. She's amazing. So I ground out this contest and I got her the shoes. I did that for her. Like I don't care about them shoes, like or just things like that. When people come together, it's a crazy thing when people come together. It, it's easy to not like somebody, but actually try to take the time.
I've told you that make a difference.
Like one of the biggest things that I pride myself on is I'm never too good. Like I know a lot of the top badges that only battle other tops, or they'll only battle people when they're lit. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have the time of day unless it makes them benefit from it. But with me, a lot of people know that I'll battle anybody. You know what I mean? I'll talk to anybody. And if someone's having a hard day, I'll stop and do anything I can to make them smile. Like last night, Penguin was having a rough night. And Penguin's an amazing person. He busts his ass to make everybody laugh on here. I ended my stream 3 times and went over there and me and Kenny and Ducatis and everybody, we all came together, anything to make this guy smile because that's what brothers do.
Mm.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're filling the role of someone that you had needed at a certain time in your life.
1,000%.
1,000%.
I also met an amazing woman on this app, Hinta Hazel, man. She's the greatest. And lately she's been pushing me to do a lot of bigger and better things. We're kind of a thing now. So, I'm grateful to have like something like that in my life. And I would have never had that if it wasn't for this.
Wow. That's the heart's going. What before we dive into that, because we can save the hooks and the hard eyes for in just a moment. What is your life outside of the platform? Because you are on here, people love you on here. What is your life outside of it?
I'm a hardworking single father, man. I got 2 boys. They're 10 months apart. I wake up usually every morning. I go to work at 4. When I get off work, I might take a nap, get something, then hop on here. And when I'm not doing that shit, be fishing or spending time with my boys every Wednesday and every other weekend. So
you able to balance that, a life, a job. That's a lot. What do you say to the difficult to balance? What motivates you to find it so that you can fit everything in your life? It's really ironic he says that, because this box, if I could control, or whatever, controlling the box, and you all were to say things to me like, Chris, don't let that happen. I can't control that.
What I started to say is
you can't control everything in life.
You can't control anything but what you do. I try to help people understand that. Like, don't let things get under your skin. Don't let things bother you. Yeah, I'm guilty of letting things get under my skin once in a while, but the minute you realize the less work you put into something, the better off it is. It's a beautiful thing, because the more you try to change something, the less it becomes what it originally was.
Mm-hmm. One of the last more personal conversations that we had talked about in stream was you had talked about alcohol and a few life decisions that you've made with it. Whatever your level of comfortability is to get into that, I think that's an introspective thing to share.
I'm an open book, and I'm not ashamed of anything in my life. So you could ask me anything you want.
Yeah. So recently you made the decision to go on a path of sobriety. How did you reach that conclusion? How has that been? How has it changed your life?
I make a habit of only having people around me that really care about me. And with saying that, I'm the same way about them. But the thing is, the one time someone needed me, so like the number one thing I used to do at the end of the day is I'd go pop open a 5th of Jack. You know what I mean? I'd slam it down and I'd do comedy battles all night. It was a blast. But the minute it became real was when someone that genuinely needed me, that's been there pretty much every time I've ever needed something, I was vulnerable. I couldn't be there for them. And it sucked. I actually had to call another friend to make that favor work. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be in a vulnerable state. Like, I feel like the minute you start drinking at home every night by yourself, that's when you become an alcoholic. And I had to give it up. I had to put it away, you know, because if someone needs me, I try to be there for them. I don't break promises.
Mm. Was there something driving that? What was influencing the desire? I guess what was pushing you to, you know, say, hey, you know what, every night we're going to get a little bit lit. We're going to have some fun, drink a little. What was behind that? What was the reason?
Alcohol helps, man. Like, I'm not trying to like advertise alcohol, but like when you're having a bad day and you need to forget something, man, pound it down. You know, when you know, like you're just trying to get stuff off your mind and make it a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Wash it down. You know, and you come to a point where you realize, why am I doing this? But I think the thing that I started to realize was that was the old me. That was the me that didn't really have a reason to live. And new me needed to realize that I don't need this anymore. I don't need this crutch anymore.
And what have been those reasons for new you?
Man, this new girl in my life, you know, like seeing how happy it makes me to help other people. The people that care about me, like, I mean, Kyla, Axel, Kenny Wayne, Mr. Vegas, I mean, you know, Melly B, ADHD Steph, Vinny, all these people that come around and just like love on me every day, man. They're my motivation. Because a lot of these people, they sit here and they tell me, they're like, bro, you're my hero. You know, like you make me proud. You're like my mentor and this and that. But they never stop to ask me, like, because the truth is they're my heroes. Like they're the ones that mold me to make me better.
What would you say to the people who find it difficult to differentiate? And I guess I should preface this. You are one of the top performers on the platform. You've had a lot of success, and rightfully so. With that comes people who have the wrong intentions about building friendships. How have you been able to determine and distinguish what is an authentic relationship, something that's impacting you as you're talking about, versus someone who's coming with the wrong reasons?
You know, it's hard to tell the snakes from the real ones, you know, but one of my favorite things to say is, why starve with your real ones just to eat with the cockroaches? You know, you really just got to kind of open your eyes. Real people are always going to be there for you unconditionally. Doesn't matter what you do or say to them, they're going to be there for you, you know, but the fake ones, they show themselves so much, you know, and it's like that in real life too. It's not just this application. It's so easy to see. And I think the thing, it isn't about who's there for you when you're going through something. It isn't about what they can do for you. It's more about who genuinely wants to see you happy. And when you can recognize that, I mean, that's a beautiful thing, brother.
I love it. When are you live? If people want to learn more about you, if people have enjoyed this conversation, give them a favorite. Give them a favorite, first of all.
Yo, everybody that knows me knows that I am the most random streamer on here. I've never had a set time. I've never had a gifter board. I've always streamed in my car, or sometimes you might catch me in my house eating cereal at 6 o'clock in the morning with my shirt off over the microwave. I don't know. Like, you never know. You never know what I'm going to be doing. But, yeah, man, I just kind of jump on when I got free time, because that's another thing I realized. I know there's a lot of people here that care about me, but you got to balance this and your everyday life as well. So, like, I make a point. If I've got nothing better to do, I'm here.
As we move into the last part of our conversation, you've got a lot of wisdom. I'd label it as wisdom. You have life experience, I think, that has helped shape you. Is there anything that we haven't touched on or talked about that's important to you that you'd like to?
Get your motherfucking balls out my face, Hazel.
There he is. I'm like, wow, you know, so far today, I feel like we've had a good conversation. It's been wholesome, talking about life struggles and adversity. There we go. I knew it had to happen at some point. Back to the serious note. What is there something that we haven't talked about that's important to you? Something that you would like to share?
Yeah, there is something that is important to me. If you say you're going to be there for somebody, be there for them. If you see someone hurting, do the right fucking thing. You know, it's like we live in a world where everybody points their camera at everything. And you got all these eyes, whether it's on this app, whether it's on real life, whether it's on anything. And it's so cringy to me that everybody has time to hold this camera and world star this and world star that. But when you see someone hurting, put your fucking camera down and go help someone out. What if that was your brother, your sister, your cousin, your mom, your aunt, your uncle? Think about that. There's a difference between having a good time and trolling somebody and actually someone being hurt. So just do the right thing. It's not always easy, but think about if it was you.
Entertainment is never at the expense of others.
Absolutely.
Yeah, something to lead by. Trainwreck, thank you so much for coming on, man. Always great things to say. I'm happy to hear that your life has taken such a positive path and that you have so many good things. I expect more great things for you, man.
All right. The last and most important thing. I got one question for you, Chris Casper.
Please.
Let me see them train emojis. Let me see them train emojis. Come on, y'all. Chris, how much to get you to snort a line of mustard right now? A dragon?
What? What?
How much to get you to snort a line of mustard right now? A dragon?
Is that
Two
dangerous?
dragons? No,
I don't
man,
trust you. What is that dangerous? Hang on, let me consult Google. And what qualifies? Because I could go like, I could like do a little mustard.
Yeah. Dude, it would be epic for Meet Me history. How much for just a little bump?
Is this a running joke? Is there something that I don't know about here?
This is awesome. This is what we do. This is what we do. Come on, man. Participate.
I feel so much peer pressure right now.
If I could talk you into doing a bump of mustard, my life on Meet Me would be complete.
Eric!
Yo! Let's go!
Eric! Is it safe to snort mustard?
You guys are welcome for this.
Can you get hurt from mustard? So, I don't know if I have any mustard. All right, look. I gotta know the context of this. Why do you want me to snort mustard?
This would just be epic. Yo, can we drop him 2 jets, y'all, for this quality entertainment? Chris deserves it. Can we drop Chris 2 jets?
We're not gonna do this. I have another saying, and it's aim for respect over attention. It lasts longer.
Yeah.
I'm not snorting mustard.
Just a little dab. It's an aphrodisiac.
It is?
Yeah.
Why would I want to use an aphrodisiac before I talk to Big Luke?
Bro, just a little.
I don't want to be like Big Luke. I want you to know I took an aphrodisiac before you came into this box.
Okay. The mustard or how much to shave your eyebrows?
No. I'd rather snort mustard than shave my eyebrow.
Okay.
This feels
like one little baby little dab of mustard off the wrist, and you will go. I would never street fight you. I would be 100% fearing of you if I seen you in public. Any man that snorts a line of mustard is a monster in my book.
What is the deal with snorting mustard?
You're the only one that hasn't done it yet. We've all done it.
This reminds me of when my friends woke me up at a bachelor party and said they all had done a push-up contest and I was late to wake up. And then I was the only one who actually turned out to do push-ups and none of them had done push-ups. That sucked. So this is what that feels like right now. And I don't trust it.
Bart's saying do it. Just a little bitty, imagine how good you're going to feel before your next interview. Like, you're going to be pumped. Like, bro, you're going to go down in history.
I can see my grandma shaking her face at the screen. What?
Everybody throws a suit emojis. Everybody throw the suit emojis for Chris. Come on, let's do this.
I feel so uncool. I feel like I'm in high school right now.
All the suit emojis. Let's go.
Let's try this one more time. We're not going to even big box it. We're just going to do the regular box. We're going to do the regular box. My record's clear. There's no flags on my account. There's no flags on my account or anything. It's just a glitch. It's just a glitch. That's all it is. So yeah, I can see into anything like that, and yeah, it's a glitch. All right. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Could it be? Could it be? I didn't know that there was a Wednesday night update. So when you first go live, you're not there. And then it shows me. And now I'm not on trending again. So
Hey.
is Luke with you?
Yeah, he's right there. We're gonna...
Is he battling him? There we go.
What is going on, Chris?
Get out of here, Mike. All right, Luke, go ahead and battle me, and we're gonna handle it that way.
Go
okay?
live.
You want me to go live and battle
Go
you?
live, and I'll battle you.
All right, I took my tie off. I hope.
All right, well then I'll next you.
Thanks. How's Mike? We had Mike on the show a couple. Anyone's here still? Mics are not working, but please go to. Okay, yeah, we've got comments going. So we're gonna try and make